All right, call to order, Fairfield Shellfish Commission meeting, March, what are we?
13th.
March 13th, 2024. Members present, Bruce Kiefner, Todd Kenke, Sean Cohen, Tim Macklin, and on the phone, the Conservation Director, Tim Bishop. Call to order. Minutes from, draft minutes from February 14th, 2024. Did everybody have a chance to look them over? Anybody have any changes, notes?
I do not.
I move we accept them.
I'll second it.
All right. Bruce Kiefner makes a motion to accept the minutes. Todd Kenke seconds. All right. Moving on to bills and communication committee reports. Claim relay and planting. I don't have anything to report,
I do not.
so we'll go with no report for claim relay and planting. Water habitat quality.
During the month of, last month, we were open for 16 days and closed for 13.
Upside down. Always. A lot of rain.
And weather report,
Full month of open.
we got 1.1 inches of rain during the month of February, but we've gotten a lot more.
Kind of seems like
rain.
it's like per hour at
Yeah.
one point there.
All right, anything else? Moving on to permits and access.
Like they're not here, so I'll pinch hit. We have sold 80 permits this year. The seniors have come to play. 44 permits to seniors, 31 for residents, 5 non-residents stepping in.
Awesome. Steady Eddie.
Excellent.
I've yet to get my card. I have to get that.
Yes, we got some new cards.
I got my new card. It's all done online.
And they
And the beauty of it, it's done through Tim's office. They've all been trained, and I just got my card tonight.
Ooh,
This is what they look like. Tim says the lanyards are on the way.
stunning.
I saw.
The nice part is that you get this great receipt that outlines exactly where you can and what you can't do,
Nice.
limits and everything else.
Beautiful.
So, and I think
Regs.
the other thing that's gonna be nice is that we will now have a database, so that historically, rather than going through the book that they've carefully filled out, we can say, hey, in January, how many do we sell? Or when do we sell the most permits relative to our shellfish clinic? Or what do we, what's our bounce? Like Sean has said, where are we getting more families in? Do we get more families in after a particular event?
Like, yeah, around
So it'll
summer.
be much, much easier.
Nice.
And it's a huge time saver, because Tim said by the time we've mailed something out, got all the labor, a senior, of which more than half
Yeah.
of our 80 are, we lose money.
All right, well,
So we're on the right track.
nice work, Tim Bishop, thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. And we've got 2,500 of these, so we've got a lot of
Nice.
permits to sell.
Any other updates on that new permitting system? Sounds like it's all going smooth?
So we get 100% of them out.
Yeah, it's all good. I spoke with Joan, the Shellfish Commission of Greenwich, today, so they're interested in piggybacking off of what we did. It's been smooth so far. I mean, what permits we've issued, easily, quickly have gone in the mail, and I haven't had any feedback, but I did place the order for the new lanyards today, which are white, red fabric with the white writing, Fairfield Shellfishing. So
Red, white, and blue.
when those come in a couple weeks, people that want them can have them available at our counter.
Excellent.
The software company that provides the backbone that that we're using for the permits and we're also using for Parks and Rec for a whole slew of different things, that software company might want to promote the fact that it's being used for shellfish permits to, we don't know whom
Yeah.
they deal with, but
Maybe
It's always
they,
nice to do
gather
a
to the
meeting.
Shellfish Commission next year and do a little presentation on permitting upgrades.
tell you how to sell your permits and then how to
I
get
mean-
rid of your shells.
You gotta see what our total is at the end of the year.
All right, anything else on permits and access? Moving on to Southport Beach reopening.
No report, Tim, unless you have something? Tim Bishop?
I have nothing.
Yeah. No report on Southport.
Moving on to commercial shellfish regulations, no report, no changes there. Oyster bed development, Todd? You got anything?
You know, we just continue to collect from the restaurants in town, and that will eventually fortify the bed. Other than that, we really, you know, kind of,
Yeah.
same old winter, coming
Quiet.
into spring mode.
At some point we'll have to, I haven't checked if the oysters hanging off the docks yet. Been a
No,
while.
yeah,
Yeah. Have you
They've
looked at?
grown.
Yeah.
we're
They start to
definitely
kick into over
there.
here, yeah. The bags start to
We'll
get a
see
little
that.
funky. Might go down and do a
Shaky shake.
this weekend.
Yeah, I guess we just pump wise everything else when we do tend to get to the upwelling or
Yep.
whatever it is, we're set. Pretty much, it's just,
When do we
know it's
move
coming.
the bagged oysters into the upweller?
Usually like in May, try to fire them up and fire them up. But they start, once the water hits 50, that's when they kind of start coming out of hibernation and start feeding. And then if you don't, they stay in the bags too long, they start to grow through the mesh and it's a pain in the butt to
So
get
some
them.
of
They
that's
get
happening.
a lot of fouling and growth on the bags too, so you try to get them out.
Sunny side.
Can we accommodate all the bags in our upwellers?
Yeah, we did less.
And some, yeah, we kind of didn't. Yeah, we'll have happy oysters in there, no overcrowding,
Yeah, John mentioned maybe trying to do some clams there at some point, but
which would be awesome.
yeah, haven't done this before.
Then weren't we talking with aquaculture possibly about using their cages?
Yeah, John had mentioned that. I don't know if there was any.
They were there by the upwellers last year for a day and they offered it, but it was, you know, we could be happy putting it where we put it anyway. It would have just been, you know, gone 2-3 inches out there. They can do it there. It's almost better where we put
Yeah.
it, where we keep it right in the nursery there, but
Have to follow up with John.
Yeah.
I know that they're like, they're out of school by June, so, but I mean, if we
it
can.
was a slight afterthought last year, so if we prepared for it, sure,
Yeah.
this year. But last year was like, okay, great, we'd love to do it, but nobody took the lead on it because they didn't, we didn't. It was
Yeah.
just like.
Well, it doesn't sound like we have enough, based upon if all of our bags fit into the upwellers. And the upwellers are doing, in effect, the same thing as the cages, right?
But this was after our upwellers where you would continue, get them out of,
Oh.
get them in deep water and just get them sizable at that point. They could do whatever they wanted to.
Doesn't deep water slow the growth?
Makes them just clean to eat.
Hmm.
It's not like our goal is to eat them.
Yep.
It's to seed them.
Yeah, well, they grow, much faster in that warmer, in those,
Yeah.
but once you put them out deeper, it gets
That's what I'm
colder.
saying. They weren't really clear on why we were putting them out there, so
Yeah.
we just
I
gotta
think
weigh
we
that
just,
out.
Yeah, but John, I think, was in communication with them, so we can follow up with them.
I mean, would it ever make sense to put more spat collectors out there so that we would have more bags, so that we would have, in other words, we could say, we want to take some and put them in upwellers, and then we want to put some in cages. I mean, I don't know.
We did,
manpower,
this year, we had the least amount, we put like 60, in previous years, we did 100, it's a lot of work, so it was a matter of having the time, because you gotta coat them all, you gotta put them all out there, so if we have enough people around to coat them and get them out there, then we could put more out there. But I think we did like 80 one year, I think the previous year we did 100, and we're like, it's a lot,
Yeah.
it's a lot of work.
On volunteer,
Quarter bags?
What's that?
No, 100 back
Hundred
collectors.
back collectors, so putting the collectors, putting the rebar in, tucking everything out there. It was just like, it was a lot of
We
work.
don't get a lot of repeat offenders, like the next year after you break off those hats, they're like, yeah, I did it,
Isn't as
done
fun as I
that, done
thought.
that, and they don't, so we kinda, we're
We
left to.
toned it down a little bit to make it more manageable, but we could, I mean, if we had a guaranteed, like, 10 people from the aquaculture school coming to help set up.
That would be the way to do
back
it, yeah, if we had
You
a
know,
volunteer base
so, we just gotta coordinate it all.
ahead of time. Otherwise, we're left with a bunch, and then you feel bad, cause you're like, hey, we'd like to get out of here at 3, and now it's 6, and you're like,
Well, scraping this back collectors isn't fun.
No.
No, that's what I'm saying, like, they come
Oh,
the
not
first
there,
year, like, I
man.
love
It's
this.
all, I mean, it's,
And then you look on
I
the next
enjoy
one,
it,
you're
but
like, I don't.
when you're doing 100 of them, it gets tiresome, so, like 60 we thought was like a good number.
Well, it's good when you're going along the flat, but when you gotta go up the beach.
Tugging those sleds up,
It's all good, whatever.
Okay.
getting in here, all right, downwellers, I think we covered that, so we're good there. Reports from the Conservation Department, take it away, Tim.
All right, pulling up the agenda.
Yep.
One report I have, that might fall in this category, just so everyone knows, is, received regular correspondence from our friends at NOAA,
Oh, no.
related to their, deep permit for ongoing, Ash Creek work. I think they received another few years of funding from the feds, from EPA, so,
Oh, nice.
that's gonna continue. Section 2A, Shellfish Fund Balance, $26,760.49 as of February 29th, 2024. Shellfish permit, 2024, as stated, is 80 as of February 29th. Shellfish closure period as of February 29th is open 16, closed 44. And the budget status have been going through budgets recently, including tomorrow night. Board of Finance is budget staying flat. So that's all I got.
All right. Moving on to old business, planning for a winter event at Sasko Beach, I think this was.
Yeah, the winter, so it looks like I think early spring, I mean.
Yeah.
It's good. Did you guys look, did you check that, is it a good day for the tides?
Yeah, we did, so we talked about it last meeting, and still, it's just the same, there's no good,
Nothing
so.
great.
Yeah, so I feel like maybe next month's May or April, I think we just have to make a decision in April.
Okay.
But there's just no
Perfect.
perfect situation.
Yeah, I talked to John about it a little bit, and he mentioned, he said, since there's nothing we can do about the tides.
Yeah.
If we don't want to do it on May 11th because it's too cold.
Yeah.
And so if we do it in June, around the time we like, at a low tide, which is in the early evening or whatever, we make it a late afternoon event. Admittedly, we may have competition from the people that are on the beach, but I don't think that the beach attendance, I don't know, because I don't go to the beach very often.
Why?
Is very high in June, especially in the late afternoon. But if we were to come in there, set our stuff up, and, have, do our usual thing with chowder and stuff like that, we don't need to get into a whole lot of other food. We'll just do what we're doing. We do a really nice job. Hopefully, our ad in the Rec magazine will come out. That's gonna come out probably in about 2 or 3 weeks. And the only thing then would be the weather.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, the one thing I didn't think is if we waited till like the end of the summer, like August, which I know people are away, but
Well, I think,
or even September, like.
I think that partially defeats the purpose of it. I mean, the purpose of it is, what we're pushing in our ads is that shellfishing is fun, and this is all people-oriented. So this is not, we don't have to advertise to get the seniors, they come.
Yeah.
Because they've been doing it forever and it's cheap. but to indicate that to people that they can do this with their kids.
Yeah.
For younger kids, they don't even need a permit.
Mhm.
But to go there and have fun and, oh yeah, let's do that, Dad. I think that's the hook. And everything that I've seen, from my experience is, we do a really nice job. Everybody comes and says, oh, this is for free? Oh, you get the bags, you get the ice, just give the rake back. And they walk, the people are thrilled to walk away with a bag of clams.
Yeah, I mean, we could do more of the pop-up style where it's just, you show up and you really entice everybody that's already at the beach.
Well,
Do these guys
the thinking was that if we did it in the evening,
Times up.
we'd get some of the people that were there, plus the people that come. So to Sean's point that we've talked about before, attracting a different audience.
Correct.
And we would get a group of people that are there.
Hardcore, a little
I
more
like
hardcore.
So if we're talking about something like May or June, you get families that go and they cook up dinner on the grills and they sit and they eat at the picnic tables. And so if we basically set something up late afternoon, well, I'll take a look at some tides. If we can make that happen, we're getting them together. I think we ought to gamify it a little bit, and we ought to take an oyster and paint it, gold or whatever it is. And if you get the gold oyster, your whole family gets, free permits for the year. That gets the little kids out there doing it. Then the parents have to go accompany out them there with them, and then it's kind of they're having fun with it. And then to your point, we brought in a new group. We've lowered our age by 60 years.
Yeah. And people, we create awareness.
Yeah.
I think,
I think earlier is better than late. I think later would be great. People would enjoy it maybe more, but if we're trying to use it to make awareness out there about the permits and this as an activity, earlier the better, so they can have the whole summer to enjoy it, I think.
I mean, quite frankly, this is an investment. In other words,
Yeah.
we put a bunch of clams out there for free with no permits required. We specifically don't make a point of saying,
We're not a for-profit entity. I mean, it's a service to the town.
But
So
this is
this
the-
is why we're here.
First year we've ever done this, so it'll be really interesting to see how many we actually get sold just from the ad and the flyer, so.
we do have a QR code.
Yeah, when is that
That's,
go live?
that will,
Couple weeks.
in a couple of weeks,
Do you have digital files for those, Bruce?
yes.
Okay, if you can send to me, because we're gonna have 62 degrees tomorrow. It's gonna be warm, so it's gonna be a nice,
Yeah.
look for this in the, we can tease it on social and say, look for this in Parks and Rec.
And then, well, that's a good point too. I know there's that kiosk down there. I don't know if we can get in there and put a couple of these in the kiosk.
Yeah, and we can, this is all high resolution, so we can,
Blow it up even
we
larger.
can, 11 by 17 if you want. I mean, you could, whatever we want to do.
Hey, Tim Bishop, do you know if we have access to that little kiosk there down on Sasko Beach that has just some information in it?
I don't, it's considered Parks and Rec, but I
Okay.
can, talk to Anthony or Doug and get in there if you wanna give me the material and tell me what you want me to print.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have that discussion. I'm sure they wouldn't have any problems.
Yeah. I think if we just put this full page ad that would potentially go into the Parks and Rec magazine, just because, I mean, it's not a huge board in there, so I think just 8.5 by 11,
Yeah, just keep it there.
what Bruce has here.
Put it there, laminate it,
Yeah.
and put it in there.
They have a laminator here too.
Yeah.
Anybody have any idea how much
Yeah,
that?
just, leave that on my counter when you guys are done. I'll grab it in the morning and I'll.
Or do you want to send the
have it
digital
laminated.
copy of it too?
Yeah, and Tim, I'll
Yeah,
email, I'll email you, both ads. The bigger one is full page and the other one, just so that you have both of them.
Yeah.
Same thing, just,
Anybody have any idea how much the guy who spins that crazy arrow around and he jumps around does all that? If we had
Liberty?
if we basically got a QR code on a big clam and we had him do that in the middle of downtown on like a busy summer Saturday, we're gonna get some signups.
Yeah.
So, maybe I can try and find out
I
who.
don't know how
he
you
is.
track that guy down, but if I see him, I'll.
He's good, but if he doesn't have his usual arrow and he's got a clam, people can be like, what's with the clam?
what is this?
He's like a local celebrity. He stands out
They're in
there.
the parade now.
Yeah.
He's that
Sign
popular.
spinner. He basically stands on the side of the road with a sign advertising some business, but he's got this whole routine where he flips the sign around, he spins around, he's like.
You'd know him if you passed him.
Yeah.
Compete it.
Can I say, his family owns Candlewood, the coffee place.
Oh, the coffee place.
Oh, okay, that's why I always see him out on
Track him
the,
down then.
yeah.
And I think his name is Ryan.
Ryan? Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks, God.
Awesome.
Sweet.
See who's in charge of it.
We'll find out.
Ryan.
Get himself a cottage business there.
Yeah.
Damn sure.
All
Pressure on that thing.
right, well,
Check.
sounds like we're making some progress there. We'll hopefully just finalize the date next meeting. I think we jumped ahead, but the status of the updated permit cards and system, you already kind of did that for us, Tim, so I think, unless you have anything else, we can move on from that.
No, that was all. Just as a point, I've been updating the website with that information on both the commission's homepage and my department homepage, and keep pushing the QR code. So in the event somebody is at a computer and runs their phone over the QR, then they would have that option. But those were updated. I think I did that last week. So
Excellent.
at least it just shows that the commission and the department are still alive and active as far as the homepage goes, should anyone make their way there.
Great.
Cool.
Any update on the outerwear from LL Bean?
Update is the order has been placed. I've been back and forth with LL Bean because of some changes in purchasing policies. I'm trying to get a PO. Well, I got a PO, but working with the purchasing department as Prunos to have them invoice us instead of using my town credit card.
Mm-hmm.
And Adam has completed the credit application, which LLB now has, and it's just, it's just a matter of
Gotcha.
they have everything, and it's just processing. So I know some of the items and sizes are on back order, so there might be a delay on few people's. But, it is moving forward, and I think they'll look really nice.
Nice. Thank you.
Excellent.
Trailer, which I know you got, it's in the back of the conservation workshop. Do you think I know the old trailer had like sides on it, wooden sides. Is that something that you guys are gonna do with this one? Is that helpful for your usage of it?
Yeah, I mean, if we need to modify it at all, we can. It didn't have a foot to when you set the trailer down and drive away.
Yeah.
Tom welded a foot on the pipe, which looks really good
Great.
and functional. I mean, anything you guys would need or foresee or is customizing, other than like flame paint job.
Come on, man.
Definitely.
It's
Flaming clams, flaming oysters?
Oysters
Oyster,
breathing
yeah.
fire is the best.
Love it.
Yeah, just let me know. But right now, there's no intent to
Okay, just do anything.
do
All right.
anything
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
Okay. Advertising in the Parks and Rec magazine. I think we covered that.
That's done.
Yep. Coming up, when did you say it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks it's coming up?
Well, the deadline was the end of February, and they'd like to get the magazine out in, I think, the third week, March 22nd, or something like this. Somewhere mid to late March.
But they haven't put it together yet, because they haven't told us which one we have.
Well, they do, Chelsea, who's one of the staff members, takes it all and puts it all together, and it all depends upon how much material she has, how much people have given her camera-ready artwork,
Gotcha.
and so that's why
Little
I
fluid.
hired a designer who could, because I couldn't put this in the format they wanted and with the creativity that he could do. And so he talked to Chelsea, who's the contact, and so they talked their tech
Yep.
and found out exactly
What do you need?
what sizes he wanted, she wanted, and how, and so, hopefully
Yeah.
they want to see what they got.
Came out great.
Cool.
So, Tim, thank you for the pictures and the logo. And
Team effort.
somebody came back to me and said, "Oh, I've seen that logo before." I said, "Yeah, I'm familiar."
New business, I guess that takes care of old business. Discussion of the purchase of the new boat, I don't have any info on that. Tim, do you have anything?
The leads.
Nothing on that. I haven't received anything from anyone on, prospect purchases since our last discussion.
No, I did send, just Googling around, I did send a couple listings to John Short for center cockpit 22-foot boats. And right now, since Tom got our boat repaired and painted and everything else,
Couple more years.
we're good for at least another year. I think that we should keep our eyes wide open.
So
End of season
we'll make
sale.
it. It'll do work for a couple of years. I feel. That's in my opinion, though.
Informational, the Shellfish Commissions from
No,
third. November.
we have to do these licenses.
What's that? Oh, what's funny, I'm looking at, I don't have that.
And new business, maybe that.
This time on March 13th.
Okay, we have,
Yeah, I don't have that in mind.
Tim, we've got the two license applications. One of them is for a project that is going to be done on Sasko Brook, Sasko Creek. We're going to replace that bridge. We have to sign off on that. Determining to be completed by the Shellfish Commission. The project is located either on a natural bed, state bed, local bed, none, or other. So are there any beds under that bridge or on or about?
I know where that bridge is, I've never looked at it though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Go
Yeah, I've been there, not that I'm aware. It is at that location south of Route 1, it is.
Yeah,
Pretty far up.
Yeah.
when we've, from my limited experience, when we've done water samples, to the east of the bridge, in other words, probably out by, 50 feet, something like that, fairly close, there's not a whole lot of.
Which bridge? We're talking about the bridge at Southport Beach?
It's right behind, you pop out, no, it's the one behind, it's behind Michael's. If you're going down Greens Farms Road, and you pop out right on the post road there where,
Yeah, Green Pond.
yeah,
Oh, that one.
yeah, twice, there's like that thrift shop twice as nice, you come out.
I know what you mean.
So right before you go up the hill, there's a bridge right there. It's like right behind Michael's there.
I think I know where you are.
Yeah, I've never looked in the water there, so I have
It
no.
just goes back, that's a little man-made lake in there.
Yeah, it's pretty far up too. I assume
That's
it's,
salt water?
I can't imagine there's much salt water in there,
I-
so.
Yeah.
I doubt there'll be any shellfish growing there, but we can go take a look and just double check.
Yep.
Well, we have to take a look and respond to this and sign off.
Yep.
This permit is predicated on our signing off.
Yes.
The second one that we have to sign off on is the
Dredging?
dredging. They've done the impact study. Where is it? The Army,
Also, I just want to point to the last one in Green Farms / Dean Highway West.
Yep.
Town of Westport called me the other day. They're anxious to get that from you guys, so if that affects anything, just wanted you to know that since it's a Fairfield and the Westport project through
Yeah.
DOT.
No problem.
And it's adjacent to our Fairfield open space and Aspetuck, properties at that location. They're looking to move, so,
Okay.
you know, just so you know, it's not, you know, that it's that level of urgency and not whenever, you know, we get to it kind of thing.
Gotcha. So,
I've been
the next, did you talk to John all about it? Did he have any concern?
I didn't, I've only been over there a few times because it is our open space.
Yep.
DOT is, getting an easement from the town, which I, spoke to the Board of Selectmen tonight. It's a small project, it's a full bridge replacement, but the few times I've been over there, I haven't seen anything in the intertidal there, that I could remember of any significance.
Got it. I did.
What,
Yeah,
what,
so good.
well, do you guys want to go up there and take a look? And then,
I could swing by tomorrow and
Mhm.
just take a look and just say, no, I don't see any
Okay.
oysters growing there. I'll just
If you don't-
look at the time. I mean, I don't
if you
even know if there's any
see
title.
oysters growing there, then you could come back here,
Yeah.
sign off on the thing, and Tim can get it off his
Yeah.
to-do list, because
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
not fair to leave him out.
No. So
Right now,
I assume this needs to be
Yeah,
done, obviously, before the next meeting, so.
tomorrow, it's great.
Well, I'll go take a look and then I'll let John know, you know, I'm sure since he's the chair that he's gonna wanna sign off on it, so I'll just say we looked at it, we didn't see any oysters, so. I'll send an
Yeah,
email.
I would recommend either, you know, dealing with it at the next meeting for a vote, or,
Okay.
um,
Can it wait that
somebody
long?
making a motion. Yeah. It sounded like they were more anxious, but I would, if we're not gonna wait till the next meeting, I would recommend, you know, a motion to,
Can I,
make, the signature conditional on
Gotcha.
field observations
Okay.
this week, you know,
Yep.
kind of thing. That way, at least it's on the record.
Got it.
Okay,
That you all agreed to kind of, execute it a certain way.
Tim, what about the idea that if there's just no oysters visible at all, that we sign off on the thing, there's no oysters, so there's nothing to debate, but if there are some, then we're gonna need to dig in a little deeper and we'll figure it out by next meeting?
well, no, I
Yeah,
think,
that could be in your motion, however you guys want to do it.
Right. So,
yeah, I make a motion that regarding the,
examination of the,
regarding the license application for Greens Farms Road over Sasko Brook for bridge number 04972, that the Shellfish Commission determination be assessed by
commission members
commission members
This week,
this week.
this week, and based upon their determination, signature, the document be endorsed.
Yep. And if we do find any oysters, we'll discuss it at the next meeting.
Yeah, and again, I think it depends, it depends upon, you know,
sure,
Yeah, but
when we were looking over
Wrap
in
up the
Pine.
motion.
motion,
That's the motion.
Yeah, so, all right.
I'll second it.
Second amendment? Okay, good. Just wanted to wrap
Boom.
it up, that's all.
yep. We'll go check it out, we'll go check it out, and it'll be really obvious immediately.
Like
For
they-
instance, when we went in Pine Creek,
Yeah.
we saw oysters there, but we determined that there were so few that it wasn't of significance.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the same approval we need to give, but for a different project. This is for Southport Harbor, based upon the draft environmental assessment from the Army Corps of Engineers. And we have to sign off in exactly the same manner about the project being natural bed, state bed, local bed, or none, and fill it out accordingly and sign off on it.
Yeah, well, there's two things going there. There's the dredging of the harbor and then where they're dumping the actual sand.
We aren't that's not part of this discussion.
That's not,
No.
so they're just dredging the harbor and then,
Well, they want to know where they're dredging. Is that going to impact it? You know, is there,
no, but I mean, isn't part of the dredging dumping the sand and where that's dumped, do we have to identify if that's gonna be dumped on a state, local, or natural bed?
Drilled holes,
No.
wasn't it?
they're not,
They're not asking that?
no.
I thought they
I
were
don't
part of
think, quite frankly, I don't think there are any oysters what we're talking about.
In Southport Harbor?
To maintain 100 feet, that dredging?
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's all
so.
sand.
But I don't know, okay.
I mean, they're gonna take sand and put it on oyster beds, but they're not gonna, I don't think there are any oysters there. Maybe there are.
But that's the problem, if they're gonna put sand on top of oyster beds, that'll kill any natural oysters there.
You need hard bottom.
So,
But this, the location, the relocation of the sand has been worked out with the Bureau of Aquaculture to deposit it.
so this is just the assessment of whether the actual, Southport Harbor.
Right.
No, because we previously discussed it, John had mentioned doing a survey of where they were gonna dump the sand and letting some commercial guys go in there and see if there was anything there first, before they dumped it, so I didn't know.
Clams, anything,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which was discussed several times, nothing really ever came of it. But we had some shellfishermen come in here, and he recommended that maybe they do a survey there, and that they could take what they could find, but, you know, there's some mixed opinions about what's there, if there's anything growing there, if it's just all slippery shell, or just, you know, nothing worthwhile. But if it's a matter of you're just saying it's what's growing in the harbor itself,
Yeah.
which
Oh,
I assume there's stuff growing all on the edge throughout the harbor. So there might be stuff.
On the seawalls, yes, but on the sand that
Mhm.
comes from the,
Yes, at low tide that it's exposed there.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, that whole area that's gonna be 100 feet wide, that is now probably about 20 feet wide.
Mhm.
That is all just filled in, and if you look at it, there's a canyon that's sort of like this.
Sure.
And it shoals off very rapidly on either side. It's quite deep because of the flow of the tide.
But it's
But
getting,
it's
Down there.
really narrow.
yeah. Yeah, I've seen it, but.
It's not, for instance, now, you can't get two boats side by side in lower tide.
So, I mean, when does this need to be signed off on, before the next meeting, or?
This is moving ahead. I can tell you that the Army Corps of Engineers is flying a representative up from Delaware to Hartford next week, and they're convening a meeting here in Southport to talk about the Currituck, which is the hydraulic dredge that does this. And so they're moving right along. So this isn't something that, I mean, they're not gonna
They've
do.
been talking about it, I know.
They will not be doing any dredging this year.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll just make sure there's
So we
nothing
discuss it, I mean, so it's,
adverse and.
I mean, there's the possibility that there being oysters there is, it's possible, so.
Clams more than
I
anything.
say we discuss it at the next meeting,
Mm-hmm.
if it can wait, or,
Yeah, I think we need to figure out how we're going to determine if they're oysters. In other words,
well, there's definitely clams there, I know.
We'll rake it for
Yeah.
clams and. Well, that takes letting a commercial guy get in there and doing it, so that's right back to where we were. We need to do that or just,
okay, well, let's table it, but let's, in the meantime, when John gets back, discuss it so that we can come to the meeting with an action plan so that we aren't kicking the can down the road.
No. I mean, it's, like I said, this has been on
A
the,
lot of, I can tell
we've
you,
talked about this a while, and a lot of it.
personal experience, the harbor management has been working on this for 5 years.
We know what's happening.
Yeah.
We know what's happening. We just, it was always whether or not we wanted to have somebody come in there and dredge it for any kind of shellfish to get it cleared out before they actually do any dredging, Or, so that's how it was previously discussed over the
Yeah, I mean,
last couple of years, because this has come up for a while. So I'm just relaying what's, been said in the past. But,
It's a matter of deciding who goes and does it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
Or if we want to do it, but I think it should be a more collective decision, not the,
Okay,
Yeah,
unless anybody objects, I mean.
fair. Okay,
Tim, do you have any other information on that, other than?
where we're at.
No, I've had some email correspondence with the Corps. I let them know where we stood as far as timing, that it was going on tonight's agenda, for discussion. And that was acceptable. I didn't commit to having any decisions or anything, obviously. So, yeah, that's where it was left.
All right, well, I mean, I think if we make a decision next meeting to say whether or not we want to hire somebody to go in there and pull anything out, we'll do it, and if nobody wants it in favor of that, then I would say just move forward.
Yes.
And do we think most of it will be visible at low tide? When you go low,
No.
low, low, you can't see it?
It's deep, you're saying, it's very deep?
no, there's water there, it's just not much.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, at a minus 1.1, you're gonna see more than you do.
Yeah.
But,
Well,
but you,
I guess for the record,
We're
we're not.
essentially talking about the big bump that sticks out
Yeah.
off the country club, right?
Yes, yeah.
So, I mean, when low tide that goes down, we're gonna see 90% of it. It's gonna be, the water's 2 feet deep there when the low tide. So I mean, I'm just saying, I think we'd be able to see, it's like looking at the Grand Canyon, we're gonna be able to see a lot of it.
Yeah.
See what they can
It's gonna be
be
cut
cutting
through.
off.
Yeah.
I can tell you at low tide, it's tricky knowing where it's deep.
Sure. So nobody's really opposed to it, it's just
Yeah,
kind of like the other
just, I
look,
wouldn't want
say,
to,
okay, we feel good about it, done.
yeah.
So,
All right, so then we'll,
I mean, at the end of the day, what you're saying here, when you look this thing over, is you tell what kind of a bed it is, okay? And then underneath, you look at what we're actually saying. I have determined that the work described in part one, which is the type, of this form and attachments will not adversely impact the shellfish area. So in other words, or that it will adversely, well, the sand's gonna be gone, so, that's a
Yeah.
non-issue.
we just don't know if there's shellfish in that sand, that's all we're
Yeah,
saying,
but-
so.
But I think our point is that we would be, if we determine that there are shellfish there,
Yeah.
by the time they get there, they'll be gone. In other
What
words,
were you saying, that?
The dredging.
The dredging?
which will be
when the
later.
dredges come in, prior to that, we would have a commercial
Yes.
guy saying, go have at it.
Yeah.
So in other words, we would have it prepped, if you want,
Yes.
in advance. So it's not going to adversely impact the shellfish area. Because we've already cleared the shellfish out, put them in a happy spot.
My stomach. Just kidding.
Not those clams, oysters.
No.
Superman.
Well, you might be for a while.
Well, I guess we just motion to free and move to next month or a final
I
decision.
mean, if it's not gonna hold anything up, I just feel more comfortable if it's, discussed.
Yeah, so make a motion to
Yeah.
make a decision by next meeting.
Yes.
Okay,
Second, anybody second?
Second.
Yeah,
Todd makes a motion to table this until next meeting.
have an answer for next meeting.
Seconds, yes.
I second it,
Decision made for by next meeting.
all in favor.
Aye.
Figure out this comes in 30 days. Sitting on our ass.
Informational. I think everyone saw the email that Tim sent out about the horseshoe crab tagging. Yes. That was
Pretty cool.
interesting, yeah.
I thought that was great getting the college kids involved in. Tim, maybe we'll get agriculture involved as well.
Yeah, I don't have any contacts there, so if anyone does, I'm happy to, or if you guys want to share that with them. So just a little background on the project. It's been going on for a while. Dr. Mateu, since passed from SHU, started it, and it's been going on for as many years that I could tell. They have a pretty informative website. If you just Google it, it'll take you to the university's website. But my intent is to get people involved, make the connection between the town and the university and my department, and do a little training in the first session, and then actually go out and tag crabs the second session. I got connected to the university through the aquarium. I have 2 contacts at the aquarium, and ended up doing it with one of the conservation commissioners in the aquarium last year on Southport in Sasko. We were late in the season. It was late June, which is past the limit, but they had some extra tags from the feds to use up. So she knew my desire and reached out, and I think we tagged about a dozen late in the season. So I know that it happens on Cat Pasture Beach in Norwalk. They do a midnight tagging on the, I think, like the high tide of the fullest moon of whatever in May, I think, and they get like hundreds or thousands of crabs.
Oh, wow.
And it's a big event, so I'm trying to establish that in Fairfield, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, feel free to share with whoever and see what kind of turnout we get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get in touch with Dave Henry. He's director of the aquaculture school, and he's also on the Harbor Management Commission.
Perfect.
Perfect.
And Dave Henry and John Short know one another.
Yeah, Dave's, he's come to a couple of our Shellfish Commission spat collectors removal or so.
I doubt it.
No, I met him. He came. Actually, no, I think he came when we were planting shell this summer. He came late.
We were there by Noah.
We were putting him on the boat.
Oh.
No, yeah, we're putting him on the boat. He came late, and I think they ended up going on the boat. I was on my way out to go drive.
They have a 50-foot boat,
Yeah.
brand new one.
No, we were planting shell on the Aw Shucks, yeah, in Ash Creek. And he came out with, I can't remember her name, the teacher that comes out for the spat collector day. Heather, I think is her name. Anyway, but yeah, we'll pass it along and share it. It sounds fun. I've never done it before.
No, and they've been very helpful in terms of helping us with the boat.
All right. Anything else the only other informational thing is Saturday, April 20th, there's a Earth Day celebration at the YMCA. And they asked if anybody from the Shellfish Commission wanted to come and kind of set up a little table and talk about Shellfish Commission stuff. I'm going to be out of town. I can't make it, but if we wanted to go, we do have some of the information that we set up, when we do the spat collectors and other events. So I don't know if anybody's free that Saturday, but they'd love to have us there.
Assistance, I'll go if I got, I will.
What's the date again?
It's Saturday, April 20th. I think it's 11 to 1 at the Y in Fairfield.
If I
Also,
get,
just to point out too, Conservation and Land Acquisition Commissions have interest, and Conservation did a booth last year, which was successful and gave away bat houses and bluebird houses. But also to avoid any confusion, I believe Southport is doing one. It might be on the same day at the same time in Southport. So just in case anyone's confused about where the Earth Day celebration is, there might be 2 at the same time.
Got it.
You know, I think, as I recall from my association with Sasquatch in the past, that they do an Earth Day, a beach cleanup, or a park cleanup on Earth Day.
Yes.
I won't go it alone, but I'll do it if I can, if we get a little.
Could be an
group
opportunity
going.
to sell permits too.
Yeah.
So bring some rakes, talk to people about clamming and whatnot. So.
No, I mean,
Figure it out in the next
the
week.
spread that we have, that you put out that shows the
The different things that
growth of oysters and stuff.
Sure.
Kids are interested in that.
Yeah, we have stuff about our upwellers, how we grow spat on shell, the spat collectors. There's like informational signs and stuff like that. So there's the material there, so it's just a matter of setting up a table and
Being there.
being there.
And actually, some of your video is almost, even if it's played silently, it just sort of gives a
Visual.
sense of, really gives a sense of farming.
Yep.
I mean, I think that's what I try to impart people, that
Yeah.
you have seeds and they grow, and you plant them and they get bigger, sometimes they die.
So we'll try to get there.
Eat them.
And we will,
All right, well, I'll let them know that there's interest, and then hopefully maybe by the next meeting, we can get somebody to commit. All right. Anything else for other? Informational,
No.
public comment? So you want to make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second the
All
motion.
right, Sean Cole makes a motion to adjourn the meeting. Todd Kankey seconds. All in favor?
I
Aye.